If you spend long hours at your desk, having a chair that feels more supportive for your back, your neck, and your arms can make a big difference. I was gifted this by SIHOO to try, so let's go ahead and take a look. This is the SIHOO B100 Ergonomical Office Chair, and it is designed for people who spend long stretches sitting at a desk, whether that's an office work environment, working from home, gaming, studying, making music, or creating art. What stood out to me right away is just how adjustable this chair is. It has an adaptive dynamic lumbar support, and adjustable armrests, reclining options, and a pull-out footrest, so you can set it up in a way that feels more supportive for how you personally sit and work. As someone who spends a lot of time at my desk doing content creation and artwork, I've always found it hard to find a chair that feels supportive and doesn't leave me feeling uncomfortable through the neck and lower back after sitting for a while. One of the biggest issues I had with my previous chair was that the armrests were stationary, so I couldn't comfortably line myself up with my desk. I was often pulling myself forward or sitting awkwardly on the edge of the chair just to work, and that quickly turned into fatigue and discomfort. With this particular chair, the armrests are a big feature for me. They move forward, backward, rotate, and flip back out of the way. What makes the biggest difference for me is being able to adjust them so I can sit in a more natural position at my desk. With my old office chair, I tend to feel the tension a lot faster because I'm either reaching, sitting awkwardly, or I'm not able to line myself up comfortably with what I'm working on. With this particular chair, I can get in nice and close and set things up in a way that feel more comfortable and better for how I actually like to work. This is also where the adaptive dynamic lumbar support comes in. Instead of the lower back support feeling fixed in one hard spot, it is designed to move with you as you shift in the chair. So whether you are sitting more upright or leaning back a little bit, it helps keep that lower back area feeling supported instead of making you feel like you have to sit in that one exact position the whole time. The headrest is also adjustable, so you can position it to better support the back of your head and your neck. I will say I found it a little stiff to move at first, but once you get it in the position that you like, it is going to stay in that place very well. The one thing I personally wish was a little bit different is that I wish it could tilt a little bit more forward, but that's just my personal preference. Another thing I really appreciate is the full mesh construction. My previous chair had more of that faux leather finish, and if you sit in it for a long time, especially in warmer conditions, it can start to feel really hot and uncomfortable. This one has a much more open, breathable feel, so it allows for better airflow and feels more comfortable for long desk sitting sessions. This chair also gives you different reclining positions, so you can keep it more upright for focused work, lean it back a bit more for meetings or more relaxed tasks, or recline further and use the footrest when you want to take a break. I think that makes it a good fit for someone who likes being able to change positions throughout the day instead of sitting the exact same way the whole day. Assembly is probably one of the main things people will want to know about with regards to this particular chair. For us, it took about an hour and 15 minutes, give or take. I would not call it overly difficult, but it was not the fastest process. Some of the instructions and labeling on the parts were a little confusing in spots, but as long as you take your time and focus, you can certainly get it accomplished. So it is more of a take your time setup than a quick task. Another thing worth mentioning is height. I'm 5'4", and when I raise the chair to the height that feels best for me at my desk, my feet are not actually able to touch the floor. For me, this is an easy fix. I will simply use a small stool to rest my feet on, but it is worth keeping in mind depending on your height and your given setup. Overall, I think this chair makes sense for someone setting up a home office, someone who works long hours at a desk, or anyone who wants more adjustable options on a chair than a very basic office chair does provide. For me, the biggest win right away was the armrest adjustability and being able to sit closer to my desk and my laptop and work way more comfortably than I had been able to in the past. So if you are someone looking to upgrade your current office chair, or you are buying your first office chair and want something with a lot of adjustable features, a breathable mesh, and a more support-focused design, I do think this is a solid option to check out.